Hello, this is Michael Stahl, our Tunnel Plitting King, and welcome to another episode of To Every Planet. Today we're going to Dres. Dres is the fifth planet from Kerbal. It's the smallest planet, in that it's technically it should be a planet, but in the game it's called a dwarf planet, just for the fact that they planned the asteroid belt, but it does actually is considered a planet. As you can see the launch now, sped up 2 times for your enjoyment and time savingness. That's a word now. You can see that I have launched the lander and the orbiter in one go, and that saves us having a dock in orbit, and it makes the craft a lot more stable. We're actually going to dock with a transfer stage in orbit, which is basically a massive fuel tank with 4 nuclear engines on it, and that will allow us to get to Dres without burning any fuel in the orbiter and the return stage. As always, I'm going to detach and ditch the lander once back in orbit around Dres, like I did in Juna and Ike. So that's kind of the plan. It makes it easier to get back, and it's more efficient, in my opinion, where you transfer all the fuel out of the lander and then you have less mass to transfer back. So we're getting our periaps up. I think it's around 90, 85, 90 kilometers. And then we're going to set up a rendezvous with the orbiter, or the transfer stage, even. And here we are, nearly docked. There we go. You can see the transfer stage is quite large. This is because I still have some of the lifting body attached, because, hey, why waste fuel, you know? But yeah, I decided to conserve as much fuel as I could, and so I saved the lifting body. If my voice sounds any different, it's because I have a new headset. Oh, it's amazing. It's a it's a Corsair 2100 Vengeance wireless headset, which is amazing. I don't get tangled up with wires anymore. Yes, that does actually happen. And I don't accidentally stop the recording, ruining the videos halfway through because of the chair. It's nice, but I'm still getting used to the fact that it's a little bit it's noise cancelling, and so I have like difficulty hearing my own voice inside. So I actually have one of my ears outside. I've got it like on this weird angle on my head. But yeah, it's amazing. I like it. So hopefully you'll be able to hear me a little bit better. Here we are. Here we are. The orange dot there is Dres. So we're coming into our intercept now. Adjusting periaps in an attempt to make getting into orbit a lot less painful, time wasting. And here you are with the final orbit. See Dres here. It's mainly grey. It reminds me a lot of the moon. It's grey. It's regolith mainly. And oh, here we go. Night vision on. I was really impatient when I was going in for the landing, and I decided, hey, let's land by those massive craters. Oh, it's nighttime. Orbits don't work like this, so we'll never see it again, you know. I wasn't really thinking, and so I decided to go for the night landing. Good job, me. Yeah. So, I've edited it so that with the magic of video editing, you can now see in the dark. So we're coming down now. Yeah, the good thing about Dres is once you're... Well, okay. So the thing with Dres is it's hard to get an intercept with Dres because it's so small, but it's easy to go into an orbit and land on Dres because it's so small. So it kind of balances out. Everything in the game balances out. For example, Jewel, really easy to get to, really hard to do anything in orbit in. So, you know, basically, it's all in good balance. That's what I like about this. But landing was nice, and so we saved some fuel doing that. For any of the more observant of you, that orange thing at the bottom of my lander is indeed a rover. I decided I wanted to take a rover to Dres, and I didn't want to do 2 launches or dock or anything, and so here we go. Just attach it to the bottom. Now, I'm really glad with how well this worked. Just to get out of the way of the rover, I will do a burn, because the magnetism of the docking ports was a little bit too much to actually put all 4 wheels on the ground, so it couldn't actually escape on its own. And so I just moved the lander out of the way, so that we can use the rover. And because I wanted to land, because I landed so close to those canyons, I decided, hey, we may as well use this rover. How many times are we gonna? Let's see if we can go to the canyons with our rover. And so after doing a quick jump to show how high, or the surface gravity strength, I show you all of the readouts. In vacuum. Okay. So I get 3 out. I get Barman, Neilfrid, and Bob out of the craft and into the rover. For proceeding to the canyons. And I've done a little bit of a chase cam thing. It's sped up 8 times, so it doesn't take ages. But I've set it on chase cam, so it's kind of a cool effect, I guess. Something different. So we make it over massive hills, getting some air. It's a saying, I know there's no air in space, before anyone corrects me on YouTube. I'm aware. When I say yeah, you know what I mean. Okay. So we're making it down to the crater, the canyon, if you will. Again, completely neglecting gravity, just flying off hills in the face of danger. Okay, so we arrive at the side after a considerable amount of time. I think it was something like 60 minutes real time, and so it will be around 2 minutes. Yeah, 2 minutes in this video, which is not that bad. Besides, it's cool to watch, I think. It's pretty fun though. I would suggest going to Dres if you want a challenge, because there's so much you can do on Dres. It's what it lacks in any kind of color or atmosphere, it makes up for in the surface features. It's got massive craters, it's got these canyons. This isn't the biggest one, but you'll see just how massive it is when Bob Kerman starts to descend. And it is just massive. Again, we're already about a kilometer down when we jet our way back up. And I had an idea that I don't know why, I had a feeling like, oh, I can just jet back to the lander as we make a almost crash. But then I thought, why would I even do that? I have a rover. And so I just put him in the rover, you know. We get 3 back inside. Wave goodbye to lovely little space potato that is Dres. Sun. You can see the sun looks considerably smaller from Dres than it does from Kerman. You'll notice the size of the sun will get very small when we go to Jewel or Lathe, especially around Elo. The sun will be just a little star in the sky, nearly. So you can see the massive craters, surface features there. Speed up getting into orbit, because that took a little while, and I'm trying to figure out my inclination so that we can dock. We get a pretty good rendezvous, sorry. So I'm alright with that. And you can see here just the complete battering Dres must have taken at some point in its lifetime, because you can see just chunks of the planet are missing, which is interesting scientifically, because you can see it's just not there. And the massive craters and the rims they've created, it's something I will look further into for when we come back to Dres. Yeah, sadly, I don't know much about Dres, and so there's not much I can really say on the planet. For example, Eve, I know more about than a lot of planets, but you know, Dres is a little bit new to me. I've only been once, or twice now. This is the second time. So as we fill up everything in the return stage and orbiter, we fill it with crew, check on the inside, and proceed to escape. So we say goodbye to Dres one last time. Bye, Dres. Before saying hello to Kerman. We have a Kerman encounter. I decided that no one really wants to see me coast through interplanetary space towards a planet we've already been to, so I cut it out with the magic of video editing. And we prepare for descent into the atmosphere as we hit the atmosphere at 4 kilometers per second, turning the gases in the atmosphere to plasma, just like every time. Create a lovely, beautiful fire display. The guys inside are feeling more weight than they felt in a few years. As the acceleration on the capsule rises before falling again to roughly 1 G. And if you can see, there are a number of lakes around. It's really interesting where we do land, because if I can remember correctly, I think we land right next to an island inside of a lake. So that was cool. Yeah, we do. Getting confused with another mission. Yeah, so you can see the island inside the lake, which is, what are the odds of landing there? So that's interesting for me. The mountains in the background are stunning. That's massive mountain range. I'll have to visit them in an LP, I think. I will. Touchdown. So to wrap up the episode, this has been Dres, episode 7 out of To Every Planet. I've been Michael Stoll, or Tunnel 13 King. See you guys next time.